Hi, Buffalo girl. Hi, Buffalo girl. Hi. Oh, Winnie, say hi to everybody. Hi. Oh, yes, thank you. No kisses right now. Hi, big boy. Yeah. Hi. Oh, yes, thank you. Oh, yes. You smell my chapstick, I know. Oh, belly rubs. Belly rubs. They're going in to get groomed today. Come here, Pizza. Hi. Hi. You're a giant. Huh, you're just a big giant. I love you, big boy. I love you. Okay, get down. Thank you. I will start off by saying that today's video and the content in this video may be a bit triggering. It may be a bit touchy to some people, but it's something that I felt like I was ready to speak about, that I didn't feel I was ready or in a place that I could speak about before. And so there is a truth, my truth, that I wanted to speak about what I wasn't telling you was happening the last 6 months of our lives. And I feel like if I'm gonna come on here and I'm gonna be transparent and talk about my journey and what I've been going through, I'm feeling ready to speak this truth. And I don't feel like it is disrespectful to Ray or anybody, but I feel like it's a truth that isn't really spoke about because of its touchy nature. And I feel like it's something that people kind of glide over because it's an ugly truth. And it's not something that people envision when a loved one of theirs is terminally ill and is gonna pass. And so that's what I wanna speak to you about today, is our truth and what I wasn't telling you was happening. Gosh. I didn't know in August when Ray had his full gastrectomy done that existence of my son, that being that my son was then, was going to be gone, and that I would never see that Ray again. I didn't know that surgery was going to change him for the rest of his life, and that the Ray he was before his surgery was gone forever. That surgery was, although cancer in itself was the beginning of the end for Ray, but we didn't know that on September 26th, 2022, when Ray was diagnosed. We thought we were at the beginning of a battle, and the surgery was supposed to be the starting of a journey of healing. And it really ended up being the real beginning of the end and the beginning of Ray's decline. And it was from that point that Ray only had 6 months left. And oh, you want to see Willow? Come here, Willow. Come here, baby. Come here, Willow. So here is Willow. Look at her. She is gigantic. She is almost 5 months old, this Willow, and she is such a prize. Oh, it's Kayla. Look. Hi. Kayla, say hi to everybody.
Hi, everybody.
And yeah, Willow is Kayla's dog now, and she is doing an amazing job training her. Look at the white on her, how beautiful she is.
So big in the camera.
I know, she looks huge. But yeah, this is our Willow friend, Willow, Ray's dog, and now Kayla's, and she is so stinkin' smart. Kayla's doing an amazing job training her. and she is the spice in our life. She is the spunk. She has the most personality, I think, out of everybody, and she keeps us on our toes, and she keeps us smiling and laughing because she is just a big ball of energy. More so than Winnie and Biza were, but she is a golden doodle. She is a full-bred golden doodle. Bye, sweet girl. After Ray's surgery, Ray was in a lot of pain because of the removal of his stomach and because of the incision. The incision went straight down his abdomen and then right across the side of him, off to the side here, and he had a couple of ribs that had been broken during the surgery, which was something that needed to be done. So the recovery of that surgery was very painful for Ray, and it was very long. And we wanted Ray to be as comfortable as he could be, not be in as much pain as possible. And so with that came him being on pain medicines. And as time went on, after Ray was released from the hospital and he was home, the pain management became, it was relied on for the pain medicines. And the pain medicines, the dosages weren't being decreased because Ray's pain wasn't being decreased. And at the time, we didn't know that his pain wasn't being decreased because of the surgery. It was because the cancer actually was spreading. And the surgery had expedited and accelerated what cancer was left in Ray's body. So, what I didn't know was that the person Ray was before the surgery, we were never going to have again. We were never going to see that Ray again. And that was because of the surgery and the pain medicine. From August until the day Ray passed, Ray was never off of pain medicine again. And the pain medicines that he was on were medications that changed his personality. They changed his attitude, and it made him a person that we didn't recognize anymore, that we didn't know. And that is by no fault of Ray's at all. That is really no fault of anybody's. It is maybe the collateral damage that happens in something like this. It's par for the course, I guess. And it's not something that a lot of people talk about. Is and I don't even know that there is an articulate, eloquent way to word it other than calling a spade a spade. Ray had grown addicted to the pain medications because he was in so much pain. And the pain wasn't just from the surgery. Like I said, it was from then the cancer spreading to his lymph nodes, to his blood, to his bones. And so we then knew that the chemotherapy, he wasn't responding to chemotherapy anymore or the immunotherapy, and that there was nothing left to do. And so at that point, the pain medications increased. And every time the pain medications increased, we lost Ray a little bit more. And it was a gradual, I guess, it was something that gradually took place. And we never had the chance to grieve who Ray was before the surgery, because we were now acclimating ourselves to who Ray was now and who Ray had become being on the pain medications that he was on. And every day became a battle, and every day was a long day and a tiresome day and an angry day, whether it was Ray being angry or me internally being angry because it was hitting home. And it hit home because there was substance abuse in my family that I had grown up seeing. And because of that, I lost my mom and I lost my sister. And because of substance abuse, I am somebody who doesn't take pain medicine very easily. I don't drink alcohol. I don't smoke because I have seen what it does to people. And Ray and Kayla and I have never been people who turn to that type of step. So when Ray was then put on pain medicine, he was very angry because I think we all kind of knew what the unspoken truth was. And the unspoken truth was that Ray at some point was going to grow. These medications were habit forming, so he was going to grow addicted to them. And that is exactly what happened. And when Ray wouldn't get the medications, he would go through withdrawals and he would be sick. And it was horrible to watch. It was horrible to watch him curled up in a ball sick because we couldn't get the pain medicine because the insurance company wouldn't allow it, or it was too soon, or the pharmacy couldn't fill it because it wasn't 29 days. And there was no getting Ray off of this medication because the cancer was spreading. So what was the purpose of weaning him off of this medication just so he can feel the pain of the cancer spreading and the pain from the surgery? It was a nightmare. And Ray could have still been here a bit longer. But the cancer had spread to his trachea. On the outside of Ray's trachea, Ray had a tumor that was growing rapidly because Ray's cancer was so aggressive. And the tumor got so heavy that it was causing Ray's trachea to collapse and close up. So here's your trachea, there's a tumor here, it was closing Ray's trachea. We had called 911 twice because I watched my son suffocate on 2 different occasions because the tumor had gotten so heavy that it was closing Ray's airway. And the only thing that was keeping Ray alive were these oxygen cans, these boost oxygen cans that we had bought from Walgreens that you put on your mouth and you spray it and it shoves a burst of oxygen into your airway. And Ray had bought several of these and was using them. And it wasn't until the first 911 call that we made and Ray went to the hospital that the doctor came in and let us know that there was a 5-centimeter tumor on his trachea. And that Ray would more than likely die from suffocation. Now, Ray heard those words. And it was when we heard those words that we decided that it was time to go on to hospice. Because Ray did not want to die of suffocation. We came home, Ray made it another few days, and 911 was called again by me because Ray was suffocating again. Myself, Allie, and Kayla watched this happen, and it was very traumatizing to watch somebody suffocate, to watch somebody strain and try to grasp for air, grab at their throat and not be able to breathe. As a mother, there is no more helpless feeling than watching that happen. And when the fire department came to our house, they put a CPAP machine on and instantly Ray was able to breathe. And so we had, after Ray was in the hospital, that was where we found out that the cancer had spread to his bones because he had an elevated calcium level that was fatal. And so they lowered his calcium before they let him come home. And then we were sent home with a CPAP machine and an oxygen machine. And Ray was then forced to keep the mask on 24 hours a day because it had such a forceful spout of air that was being pushed down into his airway that was keeping his trachea open. I'm gonna say that this is a good place to stop, and I'm gonna break this up into 2 parts because this is going to be very long and long-winded, and I feel like there's more to say about what I felt after Ray passed and what I went through. And so that will be for part 2, so you'll want to stay tuned for that in a couple of days. Bye for now, everybody.